The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Of course! Of course!
You enter back out into the new city. Perfume quarter reeks at you.
So yeah. So we're over here. So we gotta get over here.
Let's make our way.
Close to the track. How far away is Lord's, by the way?
Well, it's not quite Vespers. And Lord's is over here.
Okay, sweet. That's very important.
You want another stick for that? Yeah. Last stick?
Yep.
Fuck. See, the metal one, you can let it burn all the way down to the bottom. No, otherwise they smash and go everywhere. You'd think you wouldn't produce a candle holder that couldn't take the heat. You'd think that, but you'd be wrong.
Yeah, so we're gonna head to the strong quarter.
What have you got? Oh, sorry, Sulin.
Yep.
You made
So I
one
have
perception
to move
check.
that. 2.
Good spot for me.
And roll pickpockets.
Yes. I rolled an 11.
You detect there is a young urchin of female persuasion trying to lift big mad Sephiro's coin pouch.
I'll come up behind her last time. You might not want to do that.
Alerted, a giant exclamation mark appears above their head, and they run off into the crowd.
Thank you, Sue.
She didn't actually get anything though in the end.
No.
No.
There are people in the
That's what
crowd
those
looking
successful
at you
rolls I think are for.
and they're going,
Return the squid huddled into my cloak. Then attempt to cover it all up by coughing. Like I was merely cold or ill.
I'm just going to do a perception check because we've actually arrived in that region, or
You are passing the watchtower that guards the strong quarter.
okay.
Guards around the top bristle with their horns and look down at you and discuss things with each other, and then look down at you more, and then with like smiles on their faces, like, actually,
Oh, it's a good angle for
whoa! What a waste! I'm gonna wish I had that later. One of them fishes out like a thick gold coin and drops it expertly into your cleavage.
I catch it.
I've got a 20. It's going in.
You caught it either way.
You can catch it as it bounces out if you want.
It's alright. It's when I roll a 20 and throw it back at him, and it gets him in the head and he dies.
Then we're in trouble.
They say, God changes at Vespers, my dear! Hang around the base if you want an evening. He has a mustache.
Nothing like a mustache, right? No.
Well, at least now we know when guard change is.
Indeed.
The Strong Quarter. Tiny buildings huddled together, some built on top of others, with little narrow rung step-laddered staircases that are almost just vertical ladders running up to them. Planks stretch between them into small upraised areas. There's like a whole separate community on the second and third story, crisscrossing about. Tightly packed, bright-coloured sheets meet the dark grey stones and tall steepled roofs, meeting flat roofs of temporary wood planks. People balance and walk across planks to one place or the other with baskets balanced on their head and things under their arms, poles across their shoulders with things hanging off them. Old women flap out rugs and mats and that. On the ground level, stockier buildings with more conventional wares hawk at you from around the place.
There's quite some feats of acrobatics going on up there.
Some sturdier arching bridges do lead between over the street in some places.
It would be easy to lie in ambush in the night here.
You can give me a perception check.
Well, I was going to do one anyway, but I know I won't see as much as...
10.
There are people up there on the second and third levels who they do have like a bow close to hand. What have you got?
Nat 20 and just a perception check.
I asked her for one.
I know, but I said I'm going to do one anyway as soon as we enter
Well,
this
then I'll
area.
get to you.
Yeah.
Crossbows.
Crossbows?
Bows.
Regular bows.
I'll start again. There are people up there who have bows and other light weapons either close to hand or on them. Some of them knocked. It is clear there is some form of unofficial watch made up of citizenry, keeping hawk eyes on the traffic. These individuals tend to be wrapped up more than others, keeping their hair tied back with like a scarf or kerchief over it, and like a high scarf or collar around there, and they seem to be wearing like almost like bits of leather strapped on as though to be sort of armor.
Mm-hmm.
Places are right, man. Shit going down cray, or tons of women looking at you, tugging down blouse lines and that. A lot of people looking at him, fingering their weapons. This area seems to have more of an insider-outsider feel to it than the rest of the city did.
The fear has already set in.
No, this feels like it's always been this way.
You will also notice with your natural 20 there are fewer outsiders, merchant and like obvious foreigners walking around this area.
Okay. So we really stand out right now.
When do you not?
I mean, I was going to say, like way more than usual.
This guy is the most blend in of your party.
This place is like a vertical labyrinth.
I can think of many beasts and many men who would have advantage.
An old woman hobbles out of the crowd and stands before you, leaning on her staff.
Greetings. May we
You
help
are
you?
from outside of this place.
Correct.
You don't belong here.
That is probably also correct.
What are you doing, Mr. Uncle?
We have heard of strange somethings attacking people at night.
it is not night yet. But I have to get to my home, and I am an old woman. Your big strong men will be able to guide me to my house without being accosted by the things, won't you? Big strong men who want a copper? Maybe an end of bread? No bread.
Of course.
It occurs to you that helping old woman home is exactly the kind of virtuous good deed that you need to do, and is also exactly the kind of thing that is probably a trap.
Well, I was going to say, there is no need for payment. We would just do it out of the goodness of our hearts.
Oh, so you think I need charity, do you?
No.
Instead,
merely
My money's
requested-
not good enough.
You merely requested help, and we are willing to offer it.
Seems like that you would be up to something. Well, I can't trust that. No, that won't do it all.
instead, kind woman, if we escort you home, would you tell us of the happenings, what you know in the
I'm
strong
not a
corner?
rat. I ain't telling no tales. If that's okay with you.
More to do with these strange occurrences happening at night.
We seek to end your plight in this regard.
Information on the
My
matter would
house
be
is
payment enough.
in here, deep inside the strong quarter.
She points at an alleyway that leads into like the thick, strong quarter block. The peaks of houses loom within.
I'm gonna roll just to check to see.
Detect evil.
Alleyway.
Well, not quite, but more just to check. Is there anything like possibly sus about this? Is she possibly bait for some kind of trap in the alleyway?
She is possibly, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, roll then.
Yeah.
I've just said she is possibly.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
14
that
on the
possibility
check.
is always possible.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. That's why I'm like actually seeing if I can pick up any signs that make this more obvious.
And what are you using to determine this? Sense
Um,
motive?
Yeah.
So, charisma.
Yeah. And I got 14.
Cool, it's possible.
Yeah.
You don't know the mannerisms of the old women of this area.
No.
She could be deceiving you. No Serenian old woman would act like this. They'd have taken the charity. You should distrust everything.
Destroy the old lady. Just to be safe.
Well, here's the thing. She's an old woman who lives in this area, right? And she's been obviously walking around here for years, and now she suddenly needs an escort.
Well, as the night draws in,
Yeah. She might feel
So
safer.
I mean, so there's a reason to maybe be suspect, but I'm still gonna go with like I'm still gonna help her.
alright.
Lead the way, ma'am.
Oh, that's no good. One of you has to go first, don't they? Otherwise I could be murdered in my bed.
Yes, but we still need to know where to go. So
That way.
very well. Would you like to take the front or the rear?
I could take the front.
Very well. Do you?
So, Sir Expendable goes first. With her shrill guidance and occasional whacks with stick, you've managed to wiggle your way into the heart of the strong quarter, where there's a tiny little opening, maybe about the size of this room, fronted on with residences all around. And above, creeping over, residences with an overcrop, so it's quite dark in here. Someone has lit a torch next to a well in the middle, and you are quite surrounded with people, all of whom have weapons. A lot of them are old, though. You could probably take them.
She's like, well now, stranger weirdos from the outside come marching into town and then start looking around for our creatures that are attacking us. How are you? Who are you people?
Zafiro, cleric of Tor.
Huh?
Baldric von Stein. And
Whack!
assistant.
I want the truth out of you.
How do old people
Wow,
always
she
tell?
didn't even get a check against it. She just knows.
So Grigori Radomir.
That sounds more like it, yes.
Sulan of Clangoshan.
Uh-huh. So, you come down to the strong quarter looking for the night creatures. And you think you three are going to just walk around and solve our problems? We've had guards down here, real guards, with armor and everything.
Yes, but they're
The
not
surrounding
me.
the surrounding villagers are going.
Yes, but they're not me.
Oh,
But you're not them.
I roll my eyes at that comment.
How do we know you're not a trap sent by the guards or the witches, hmm?
Why would the guards set a trap? I thought they were here to protect you.
and surely the witches would seek an end to this torment as well.
Maybe they would. Maybe they wouldn't.
I assure you, my friends here are a step above the rank and file guard.
Yes, a step above. Or maybe off to the side, hmm?
The wind blows as the wind blows.
And when it blows. My house is over here. Come, I promised you an end of bread.
Or
Yep.
sort of peering up at those looming veranda section.
I don't think it's a chair. I think it's you, dude.
My spine. I think this one creaks when you turn it.
Well, he did
It never
find.
used to, but heaven forbid Ray not break a chair.
He also found Ray found the sweet spot of how to make it squeak though.
Yeah.
Did you not hear
He
him
does
the
it
other
on
week?
purpose.
He found the sweet spot, so he was repetitively doing it.
Now it only does it.
Yeah. That's what happens when you keep squeaking it.
Yeah.
You are led into a small enclosed area with a cauldron settling over a fireplace bubbling away in one corner. In the middle of the table is a large stoneware bowl with water filled up right to the very brim, just flat like a mirror. She bustles around at one end with a big tall standing double cupboard and brings out a crusty loaf of bread. And cuts some off for you.
Oh, looking for the monsters there. How are you going to do that?
Well, we came here before night fell in order to familiarize ourselves with the area first. It will not be easy to hunt them during the night. Well, except for maybe Sulan here.
Then what do you plan to do when you catch up with whatever it is?
Stop them?
Just that simple, is it?
Maybe, maybe not. We don't know what we're dealing with yet.
If 'tis some wretched beast of the night, then if possible we will end it.
If it is undead of some kind, I can deal with it.
And if it's alive, I'll kill it.
But should it be something else? We'll have to see when it comes to it.
I don't have your confidence, I'm afraid.
Do you know more about these things than we do? I mean,
I know
We're
nothing
going in-
about things. I know about people.
She sits down in one of the three-legged stools around the table.
what do you know about people? If you do not mind my asking.
What do I know indeed?
Her eyes take on a far-off look as she just stares at the water in her bowl.
I see. Someone with a lot of fighting ahead of him. A lot of fighting. And prayer. A lot of prayer, too. So much fighting. A familiar face challenges you again. I see nothing of creatures here. I see a woman. who is destined to return to the place that is her home she has never been. And from there, only shadows and death. And I see a man who must make a deal with the things he hates most in order to save a future that was not the one from his past. I see a lot of things about people.
So you're a seer of some kind?
No. Just an old woman, ordinary old woman.
And you know naught of these creatures of the night that can help us stop them?
Oh, I only know about people.
What about people who've been affected by these things?
Oh, so many promising lives cut short before their time. So, 3, I guess.
Oh,
So there have been deaths.
Were the bodies found?
The bodies, if you can call them that. Oh, horrible things, that business.
why? What happened to the bodies?
I hate that door. Bodies, if you can call them that. Bits, I calls them. Nasty business. Not proper talk, that.
So they were not in one piece afterwards?
He's a smart, intelligent, well-read young man who can identify from bits that they weren't in one piece, isn't he?
I think what you want to ask is, were they torn or cut?
That's what I'm wondering, like, exactly
See?
what...
You see? The killer knows. Yeah. Cut and torn. Torn and cut. Who can say? Not an animal. Too much for animal.
Too clean?
Too clean? Too much. Animal. Goes through the place. Sees what it wants. It kills it. And it eats it up. Din-dins. Man kills it. Chops it up. Takes a little bit. Mounts it on his wall. Talks around the fireplace about woody things. Animal leaves too much for animal. Not clean enough for man.
Something toyed with them, maybe. Or it seeks to leave a message.
Was there anything that was notably missing?
Blood. Most people, when you kill them, blood comes out. Gets everywhere.
That might support the vampires theory.
They would possess the strength to mangle the body afterwards. An attempt to hide it, maybe.
They wouldn't. Why would you mangle it?
It does seem strange.
Cast suspicion at least away from vampire.
But with the lack of blood, that
Because it is not their usual MO. Stick around and do that for so with some purpose.
were they all in the same area or different parts of the
Strong
district?
quarter.
Were they in the same vicinity?
She wants to narrow it down. Was there a particular area
In the strong
of
quarter.
the strong quarter?
That is an area.
Yes, but
Was there are they all in the same street or?
No. In the strong quarter. In places.
are you familiar with the people? Were they all, for
At my
example,
age,
men and women?
At my age, I'm lucky I'm familiar with the inside of my own home.
Yes, but you know of the people who were killed, correct?
Oh, poor people.
Well, were they all like women or men or
All young.
all young?
That's what I know.
And you know none of them or their families personally?
Why did he say that?
No?
Everybody comes by to see old Gran eventually. They don't always like what they hear, though.
And this is a fairly recent occurrence, I take it.
I do recall it happening before this more recent spate. The guards only care now, you see.
And why do they only care now?
Who can say?
Is there anything that's changed about this area since the last group of attacks?
Yes, there are fewer people in it.
That's all.
That's all that I know.
Sounds like we should definitely speak to the guards.
No, I didn't mean... I think I know you guys are laughing. I didn't mean since these attacks now, since the last lot of attacks. Is there anything changed between the area since then and...
Things are always changing and moving around too hasty. Things should stay the same as they were when I was young.
How long ago was the last attacks?
Oh, I don't know, some few nights.
Some few nights. No, I said since the last, like...
Oh,
You said...
some time it all passes.
Okay. It's all young people. I don't know if we've got much more information to go on from this. There were 3 of them. They were all young. No blood.
Does the guards provide more help?
The guards care for some reason now.
If we find nothing else, we can always set bait of our own. And certainly not myself, but the both of you and Suman especially give off a youthful vibe.
I suppose. Of course, if they know what... Well, not necessarily what Suitland is, but what everybody thinks Suitland is, they might be reticent to attack her.
There's always ways of making you seem like you're somebody else.
It's a bit hard. We can't even track anything that doesn't leave blood.
It's very hard to track anything when we don't know where to start.
Yes.
Where was the last attack?
Goodness, strong water.
Outside here?
Yes, outside of here.
Just by the well or somewhere like
Oh
that?
no, not near the well or fresh water. Never near the fresh water.
So it's never been attacked near the fresh water?
Never near the fresh water.
Have the people always been isolated when they've been attacked, or have other people been with
I
them?
don't know these things. Maybe others will know, but I don't know those things.
Do you know the names of any of the people who were...
Oh, probably.
Does-
Everyone comes to see old Gran eventually.
Does your area have a leader? I saw guards, not guards, but guards.
No,
Posted.
impetuous youths think they can help things with bows and arrows.
But they'll be organised by somebody. Who would be the one organising them?
Oh, I'm not sure I would know that sort of thing. Certainly I wouldn't know it for a bunch of outsiders who haven't even eaten their bread ends. I can't trust someone who doesn't eat their bread, you know. You want to grow up all fit and strong like... was someone not in?
Sorry, I was taught to not speak while eating, so... with all the questions I had. I'll resume eating.
To me, it's sounding more and more like a vampire, and we know one vampire in the city.
Yes, though we cannot, reach them at the moment.
I don't think you quite understand by saying these things all the time. How would it sound to someone sitting across the table that does not know us
Yes.
for us to say, we know of a vampire?
Yes, I realise he's already said it, so there's no
you
point.
two guys just see this simple, senile, happy old woman, whereas you see a shrewd old crone digesting everything that's being picked up in front of you, processing it through her calculating mind and filing it away for future blackmail. Future blackmail.
Don't you just want to kiss these lips?